Good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining me. Guys, I can't believe what's been happening in the United States. And it's my speculation that what's happening in the United States, you're going to see that happen in the UK as well. So, guys, it's the morning. I'm just going to start. So, military draft has been announced in the United States. This is the first time this has happened in over 50 years. So, guys, what's happening in the United States with this draft, you can kind of see that this will happen in the United Kingdom at some point. I'll go on to that in a little bit. But basically, for those of you who want to go and check this out for yourself, House of Representatives bill or legislation, it's called HR 8070, which will basically automatically register all men aged between 18 and 26 for selective service. Now I'll read you the article, guys, that I'm going from, and then I'm going to comment. I'll put you the links in the description because, guys, this is absolutely wild. And, I never thought this would be happening. And, guys, don't be under any illusion why this is happening. Guys, yeah, we just decided to do this for the first time in 50 years. It's not because we think there's going to be a major war. We're just doing it because reasons. Guys, I know you guys are smart enough, but please share these videos, get this word out, and maybe, just maybe, we can, protect as many people as we can. So, I just closed it. No, I haven't. Right, here we are, guys. So, on June 14th, 2024, the US House of Representatives passed HR 8070, the National Defense Authorization Act for 2025, a version of the bill that gets passed every year in the US. The US military needs a budget and Congress has to write the check. But in this proposed version of the bill, one particular item stood out. The bill would automatically register all males between the ages of 18 and 26 in the selective service system, or in more common terms, the draft. Now, this doesn't mean that these people will have to join the military. What it kind of is, though, it's like, right, we're not going to have a draft, but can we just get all the names in just in case, on the odd chance that we might have a draft, So you can kind of read between the lines here, guys. And if people have got their head in the sand at the moment, we need to wake them up. Here we are, guys. So this is what it says in the bill. Except as otherwise provided in this title, every male citizen of the United States and every other male person residing in the United States between the ages of 18 and 26 shall be automatically registered under this act by the Director of the Selective Service. Now, here's the thing that we need to focus on, guys, here. Every other male person. So what do we think that is, guys? Every other male person. I'll come on to that later. Under the current US law... Hang on, where are we? Yeah, under the current US law, anyone who was born a man and is currently in between the ages will be required to register for the draft between ages of 18 and 26. The US military has not used the list of names to call people up from service since the Vietnam War. But in the case that a draft is reinstated, the US needs a list of everyone who is eligible for service to determine who will actually be called to serve. That list is maintained by the Selective Service System and theoretically contains every man eligible for service aged between 18 and 25. When you register for the draft, you put your name on the government's list, and that's it. So basically, guys, it's like this tactical tiptoe. They're saying that this isn't a draft, we're just getting the names. We just want all the names in just in case in the next couple of years, couple of months, we may need a load of guys to go and do something. I don't know, guys. Let me know what you think in the comment. Is this a precursor to a third world war? I don't know. After the military officially became a volunteer service in 1973, the draft was unlikely to be used again. Since the 1970s, the US has maintained the selective service system and the draft list as a break glass in case of emergency situation. So what they're saying there is we're getting all these names just in case there's an emergency. Guys, unless you've been living in a cave the last 6 months, you know, you can't help but notice what's coming. Although nobody has been punished for not registering since the 1980s, the registering on the draft is a good idea. Here's the important thing, guys, okay? A law called the Thermoid Amendment, for instance, spells out that eligible person must be registered for the draft in order to work for the government. I didn't know this. I don't think we have anything like this in the UK. In addition, many states still require eligible people to register in order to take out state-based student loans. So guys, if you want an education, if you want to go to university, you've got to register for the draft. Guys, we're looking like a Starship Troopers, legislation here. This used to be required for federal loans as well, but that law was repealed in 2021. Given that most states, blah, blah, blah. So what they're saying there, guys, is, and every time I hear the word loans and finances in the same sentences of these things, I really start to get worried because, you know, loans and finances and, you know, these sort of things, we kind of need them to survive. So I think they're going to say something like, oh no guys, you know, we're not requiring anyone to, you don't have to you don't have to put your name down for the draft. But if you don't, you'll get no services, you'll get no money, you'll not be able to get any loans, you won't be able to get any finance. You know, and all these things, guys, make me really, really conscious. Now, I don't know if any of you guys, you know, want to go down this road, but I can't help thinking, and my intuition tells me to think when I heard that about, you know, about these biblical prophecies. And guys, don't just bear with me for a second. I know some of you are not interested, but just let me read here quickly what it actually says. You know, so this is from the Bible now, guys, and you can't help make these correlations. But guys, maybe I'm wrong, I don't know. I'm just putting the correlation to you. So this is Revelation, I believe, 13:16. Also, it causes all, both small and great, rich and poor, both free and slave, to be marked on the right hand of the forehead, so that no one can buy or sell unless he has the mark, that is the name of the beast or the number of his name. You know, so if you look at this draft here, and my intuition's telling me that these guys are going to be, you know, they're going to be saying things like, you know, right, okay, the draft isn't mandatory, but for those people who have not registered for the draft, who have not registered, who are not, you know, who are avoiding this, there'll be no finance, there'll be no banking, there'll be no assistance from the government because you've not registered for the draft. And when I hear things like that, I naturally think about these things, you know, I'm like, oh, okay, I've read that somewhere in the Bible. I don't know, guys, maybe I'm wrong, maybe it doesn't add up. Let me know what you think in the comments below, guys, okay? So when I see all this, it just, you know, I'm just seeing these paths move forwards. Now, let's not forget what happened yesterday in America. There was, I think it was yesterday or maybe the day before, you know, Joe Biden, you know, he's saying he wants to have amnesty for 500,000 undocumented Americans. Now, from one of your guys' comments, I understand now that an undocumented citizen basically means an illegal, you know, an illegal migrant. Guys, using the US template, you know, it's my speculation that this will be coming to the British public very soon. I don't see any other way that this cannot happen. You know, Britain's always been the vanguard of America, and I think the reason it's not happened yet in the UK because we're you know, there's an election coming. Now, let's just rewind a little bit. Remember when Rishi Sunak said he didn't want to be a wartime prime minister? Look at all the stuff that fits perfectly into place now, guys, all right? Absolutely insane. Remember the, what's his name? The outgoing, what's his name? The outgoing British defence, what's his name? Sir Patrick Saunders. He said the British public should be ready to fight Putin. In fact, I'll read you this, guys. British public should be ready to fight Putin, UK Army Chief says. Brits need mental shift to be ready for major conflict. So remember what I keep saying, guys, alright? These conflicts, I feel, are coming. Everybody's talking about it in now as such a way, as in, nobody's talking about potential avenues for peace or potential ceasefires. Everybody's spending money on their military and upgrading their military and becoming stronger. You know, so even if people have the best intentions in the world, these things could happen by mistake. Remember what I said as well, guys, right? In the UK, we won't have conscription. We will have a mass recruitment drive. And let me just read what he says here again. People in Britain should be ready to serve in the military in the event of a war with Russia. Guys, you can't get any more. You know, you can't. There's no ambiguity. There's no questioning what he's meaning there. Guys, we need to be ready to fight the Russians. That's what he's saying. It's not me. It's Sir Patrick. What's his name? Sir Patrick Saunders. He's saying that, not me. You know, I've been saying this a lot longer, but he's coming out now and he's saying it. You know, in public. The head of the British military as well. So Patrick Saunders on Wednesday. So this is quite an old article, guys, but I just want to reiterate things that have been said. So General Patrick Saunders on Wednesday called on the British authorities to mobilise the nation to prepare for a war with Russia in a speech at the International Arms Vehicles Exhibition in London. Although he does not support conscription, and that's right, Saunders stressed the need for a shift in the minds of the British public to be mentally ready for a military conflict with Russia. So what are we going to see if we live in the UK? Well, we're already seeing it kind of in America. Now, you can't just cut and paste that template in the UK, but you can put a lot of those things into the UK. In fact, yeah, so what we'll see in the UK, we'll see a mass, you know, military recruitment drive. All this wokeness, that's going to be gone out the window. We're not going to be, you know, we're not going to be recruiting people for, we're going to be recruiting the people that have the most likelihood of, you know, of fighting this war. So all this woke agenda, guys, I feel after the next election, it's just going to be gone, all right? And it's never going to be called subscription. That's something else. It's never going to be called conscription. What the mass military recruitment drive, and also what people don't understand is the surrounding industries. Because the war, the conflict that's coming, it's going to be a war of industry. So things like defence, aerospace, steel, raw materials. And then later on, you know, as always, we're going to think, oh, actually, we need food. So then farming and food production and all that sort of stuff, that's going to become really important as well. Because, guys, the way this is shaping up, honestly, this is shaping up to be a conflict like the world has never seen before. It's going to make it could make the Second World War look like a playground fight. So let me just read quickly who is eligible in the United States, and then we'll cross that back to the UK. And I'll put these links in the description, guys, for you to have a look at yourselves. Who needs to register? So remember, this is for the US, but then we'll bring this back over to the UK and the things that are important. So US citizens, US born, dual citizens, obviously, you know, they're going to need to, you know, register. US citizens who live outside the country. Here we are, guys. Immigrants, legal permanent residents, and undocumented immigrants. So, guys, if you're in the United States illegally, you're going to have to go and, you know, you're going to be part of this military draft. I don't even know how that works. Is that a thing? Is that even legal? Also, refugees and asylum seekers. You know, they're people who are going to have to register for this draft, and these guys, you know, I feel that these guys are going to be given, you know, some sort of hey guys, if you go and spend 6 years in the US military, you'll get citizenship. And that's, you know, it's just really strange that this is happening, you know, and it's also strange that this comes, you know, kind of off the back of Biden's amnesty for 500,000, you know, undocumented migrants. Now, if we put that in the UK, you know, if we use this as a template for the UK, and some of you guys were saying this a while ago on our other platform, and I was like, you know, I don't know about it. Well, we're actually seeing it now in real time. We've got the receipts. You guys can go and look in the description. I'll put all the links and the links that I'm going from this. So, you know, do we have a lot of fighting age males that have just come to the UK all of a sudden? So this gives me the second question. Was this all planned? You know, was this war planned, and has it been planned for a while? Because, you know, I'm looking at this, and especially you guys in the United States, I'm looking at this thing and I'm thinking, why can no politician, why can no system stop the young men coming over, you know, in these boats, in, you know, whatever system they're using to get here, to get to the United States? If this is true, guys, you know, it could be that people have known about this for a long time. I said it quite a while ago, guys, in another video. I said, David Cameron, I think he's going to stay on as the Foreign Secretary from the UK, because he's not in a political party. He is a member of the House of Lords, so he's, you know, apparent, you know, he's not a Labour and he's not Conservative. He's in the House of Lords. So could we have a situation where David Cameron stays on as Foreign Secretary? Guys, if that happens, I'm going to call it. I'm going to say that this whole thing's been planned a long time ago, guys, all right? I don't know. Let me know what you think in the comments, guys. I'm going to drop another video later on today. Let me know what you think, guys, and I'm going to max the grid.